So you could tell, like, he was like, "Oh my God, what do you want me to do? How do you want me to fix it?" I was like, "I don't want you to fix it." I was like, she knew what she was doing. She knew exactly what she was doing, and she lucky that what's the call it was there, because I would have turned around and bust her in her head with with one of them damn baby cans, and I would have beat her all in that store. She just don't know. Like, she just don't know. I'm about that real life. I'm about that in real life. Yeah, I don't know why everybody keep thinking, because it's a whole damn computer in the middle of us. I won't, if I see you in person, it won't be what it be. So I don't like when people do that. Like, don't do that. Cause you know when you're by yourself, you would have said nothing. Like, cause she comes up again several times throughout the later in the story. Even I see her by herself again. So it comes the week that I have to start my orientation for the hospital dietary. I go, which was not bad, and then I start. Now, mind you, doing the dietary, they gave me an early shift. So basically, for a month straight, I was working both the group home and the hospital job. And mind you, because my student loans was threatening to take my taxes, I had to wait until I got caught up for me to file again. So I had to wait, because back then you could file in January and get your taxes in February. I had to wait until May to actually file again the next following year till I got my so I was taking the bus to both jobs. And that's why a lot of my coworkers at the group home was dropping me home, because I would work, like, I would have to catch the bus at like 5 something to get to the hospital by 6 something. I would leave by 2, then take the bus to the group home, because I would have to start at 3 o'clock or 3:30 or something like that. So I would go to, from the hospital job to the group home um from 3 to 11. Then they would just drop me off home. So I was doing that for a while, and around this time, his little sister ended up either getting kicked out of her home, or getting evicted, or something like that, and she ended up like kind of staying with us a little bit. Um, and this was also the time where he ended up getting a job. Um, but now, so now we need somebody to start watching the kids or whatever. So at first he had asked his sisters and his mom one weekend, because we both had to work that weekend, and I think um my best friend, I don't remember why she couldn't watch them. I'm not sure, I forgot why, but there was a reason why she couldn't watch them that weekend. And he had ended up asking his mom and his sisters, and their excuses, mind you, his older daughter, they used to have his older daughter when she was in Pampers. The excuse of why they can't take um our kids is because they're still in diapers. The only way they're going to be able to watch our kids if they can go to the bathroom by themselves. And then it was, oh, well, if they want us to watch the kids, it's going to cost $90. $90 that we don't have. And mind you, at this time, I'm behind on my rent. And I kind of found it funny around that time, because his oldest daughter's mom, I've never heard had to pay them nothing. They'll voluntarily pick her up. They'll voluntarily keep her. I said, okay, I'm a, pin that. I'm a pin it, because I found that kind of weird. We both trying to work. And if y'all his family and y'all not doing nothing on the weekends, not I'm saying that they're obligated to, but y'all all been single mothers, like. But once again, you can't expect people to think the way you do or have the heart that you do. So I was like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Whatever. So I had to wait, like, and I had to like beg my best friend. So she was like, she'll ask her sister-in-law because her sister-in-law wasn't working. She'll see if she could watch them or whatever for whatever I could pay them. She was like, yeah, she'll watch them. So I ended up dropping them off over there, and so that's how we were, doing it for a while. And he would walk me to the bus stop every morning. That's how we started to get back on good terms because every morning he was walking me to the bus stop early in that morning because I would have to catch the bus like mad early. I had to catch like two buses to get to the hospital. So he would walk me every morning. So even that started to break my walls down. Like, oh my God, he's so sweet. He's walking me to the bus stop. He's making sure nobody bothers me. Blah blah blah. So this is the first time where DCF getting called. Oh, DCF gets called on me several times. I think the last 2-3 years DCF hasn't gotten called on me. So there's a day I asked Gillen to come to the house because I have to leave. Now this is an afternoon position that they gave me. So I asked her like to come to the apartment to watch the kids because the second person I have children with, he's gonna get off at this time, but we need somebody here to stay with the kids because the baby is here or whatever, and I couldn't drop them off because I think my best friend's sister-in-law wasn't there or something like that. So she said, yeah, she's get there. I said, I'm leaving now. I know you'll be here and whatever. In that time, I didn't know like I was already getting, because I already know I was like 2 months behind on my rent. I didn't know that they was already doing eviction and everything like that, because usually I leave before I get an eviction anyways. So as soon as I get to work, an hour, 2 hours pass by, I get a phone call. My manager calls me to the phone, and it's the second person I have kids with. He was like, "Yo, DCF and the police are here. They will need to speak to you." I'm like, "They need to speak to me about what?" And he was like, "Well, I guess when they came to put the eviction paper on the door, my oldest daughter, she opened the door, and I guess they asked her like, are you here by yourself or something like that, and she ended up saying yeah. And I think when they went back to the office, that's when Keelan had got there, and in a couple of minutes, I think 15 minutes later, he got there. So as Keelan is starting to leave, that's when DCF and the police get there. So I'm like, oh my God. So when I get on the phone, they was like, no, you need to come here. I'm like, but I just started my job. Like, I can't really leave. They was like, well, we need to speak to you right now because he's not the father of the other two, and we need to talk to you about why they were left here by themselves. I'm only there 2 weeks, and I was like, look, I told my supervisor there's an emergency. I need to go home. It's regarding my kids. Is it okay if I leave early? Not knowing that this was gonna come back to bite me from this job, because now that's already a point on my at my job.